When do you know you're born again? Perhaps you grew up as a child in a Christian home. Perhaps you attended an evangelical church for years. Perhaps you attended a Bible study for a long period of time. Perhaps you have just kind of gradually grown in your understanding of the gospel. I want you to hear this clearly. It's not always a dramatic overnight experience or crisis with radical change from a hardened sinner to a holy saint. That does happen. That happened in my life. That happened in my wife's life and some of your stories. But like we say all the time, we're not following the Lord now to find my daughter with a needle in her arm in an alleyway for her to find Christ. My hope is that as we faithfully follow the Lord, my daughter will have her own faith and faithfully follow the Lord and won't have to practically blow herself up like I did or like my wife did or like some of your stories were to find Christ. Here's the evidence of a person who's born again with new life. Change. You've made changes in your life. You're striving to live the way Christ desires you to live. You're no longer living as the same person you were before. It's so simple, right? The Bible was written for children to understand it. We know that from the Shema in Deuteronomy 6, when God tells Moses to tell the people that they should be teaching it to their children. It's simple. When we become born again, the greatest evidence of our salvation, of this new life, this regeneration, this going from this old person to this new person, we change. We're no longer the same person. That's called sanctification. That's another word in this big word called salvation. Then there's these other words that go underneath salvation that kind of help walk through this process. And sanctification is what the believer walks out the rest of their life. So it's not like you arrive spiritually. The only time you're going to obtain this perfection is when you stand in glory with God. But this change is a result of this new life because of this experience you've had with God, the indwelling of the Holy Spirit. The evidence of the Holy Spirit is you're trying to live a godly life the way that the Lord tells you to live it. In most cases, when adults become Christian, regeneration takes place at a clearly recognizable time at which the person realizes that they were previously separated from God, living in their sin, spiritually dead, but they have this moment that they immediately, after they have this experience with God, they clearly know they're in a new life.